Welcome back to Drink the Bottles. This is Mutt.
And this is Jeff. And okay, so I have an advantage over you on this.
I know, and I'll be honest with you. If I may honestly say so, I'm a little jealous on this one. I was really excited to do with you, but if people could
They can't
see,
see because
you had already broken into this.
Yeah.
So can you tell me why?
yeah. So Irons One Distillery, Huntsville, Alabama. It is literally a one-man show. Well, technically it's a man and woman show. So Jeffrey Irons and his wife helps him out as well. What I love about this, the label says, "From my hands to yours." If you go to his website, which is irons1, IRONS1, ONE.com, it explains everything he does. And I was, at first I was like, this is a, no offense, like mom pop distillery. Which I like craft distilleries, don't get me wrong. But I was like, okay, is this guy just some guy who's like over the top, totally anal about stuff?
And I'm going to interrupt you real quick because my brother got me into bourbon eons ago. But I said, what did you think of it? He goes, and this is exactly what he told me. This bottle in particular is probably one of my favorite that I've had here in 2024. So I was excited about
We've been blessed to taste hundreds of bottles of whiskeys, bourbons, rye, whatever. And not only was I skeptical about this,
but
absolutely. When I tasted it, I'm like, what was, are you serious right now? I would love to go to Huntsville and meet with him. So he makes 3 different products. This is a Char 3 barrel bourbon whiskey, which he sent to us, which is very kind.
Thank you so much.
He makes a Char 4, which he only sells at the distillery.
Oh,
and then he makes a sour mash whiskey.
Okay, great.
When I originally, we reached out to him actually, because I don't know how we heard about him, and I was like, hey, would you be interested if we reviewed your whiskey? And you know what he said? He emailed back.
No, can I interrupt for a minute again?
I guess
I'm going to interrupt. A lot of times, distilleries will reach out and say, yeah, we're going to send you a bottle. The funny thing for me was when I asked Jeff about it, he mentioned, I bet we replied back and forth 20 times.
Yeah.
Explain that.
And some of it was like, hey, I'm just going to send your bottle. Or like, okay, can we get your bottle? I mean, just a lot of back and forth, whatever, which I totally get. He's probably not used to having like influencers talk about his whiskey. All of his reviews online, people, glowing reviews. I mean, they're like, this is great, great education, great bourbon, whatnot. When we got this, and I was like, yeah, can't wait to taste it, whatever. I was blown away. Half the bottle's gone. Yeah. So I really was blown away. I have mad respect for what he's doing. Originally, when he said, I'll send you a bottle to sample, he said, well, it's going to be a little bit, because he said, I need to bottle some more, because he sells out. I mean, it's that kind of operation where he's like, I'm going to bottle some, then I'm going to go watch Law and Order for 2 weeks. I don't know. I mean, it's just something like that. Like, he's not doing this every day. Like, he's selling out, and people, it's so popular, and it's literally one of those gems that people
day-by-day operation.
Well, and it's one of those things. Does he want to grow? I don't know. If he grows, can he keep it the same quality? I don't know. But it's one of those things where you feel like you have really stumbled upon something special when you taste this. So I'm gonna let you taste it for the first time. No. We're gonna go a big glass.
A big glass.
We're gonna go a big glass.
Honestly,
I've actually I emailed him back since then, and I said, this might be a contender for one of our like whiskeys of the year.
This is one I've been excited for a while, and I know that, like as you can see, Jeff got into this bottle a handful of times, and I've really been excited. I really respect and take Jeff's criticisms of bourbons, ryes, whiskeys, but also his appreciation. So this is one I'm super excited
for. I just want to tell you real quick, like this label is like a 4-sided label, and it's like one man, one whiskey, one batch at a time. This guy tells a story on each bottle about. I mean, he is
And you know what?
obsessed about it.
But why wouldn't you?
Right,
If you're proud of
exactly.
it.
But it's such a beautiful whiskey.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
beautiful. This is actually batch 23. Now, we could be on batch 29 by now. I don't know, because I don't know if a batch is 1 barrel, 2 barrels, 3 barrels.
Right.
It's very, very small batch. This is bottle 380 of 600. So I'm guessing he's a couple batches past since then. It's just, this is one of those that just absolutely sings to me.
The nose draws me in.
Oh my gosh! To me, that's
That's
like homemade
fruit.
homemade biscuits. There's a little fruit on that. It's just that's like walking into your grandma's kitchen, our grandma Lawson's house on 9th Street, and that smell. It's just a unique smell. Like, is it homemade noodles that are being cut? Is it biscuits? Oh, is it
I'm probably not going to do this.
a pear tree in the backyard? I mean, this brings
I did
up
get a little pear by the way.
yeah, this brings up like childhood, the best memories of a childhood. That's all I can say. It's just
I'm going to probably cheat and go to the palate right away.
yeah. I really originally thought, honestly, when Jeff and I were emailing back and forth, I thought, is this like a gimmick? I mean, is this, I don't say gimmick, it's just like a hobby.
There you go.
And then I tasted it.
This tastes like I'm going to use this word, connoisseur's bourbon.
Yep. So,
Oh my gosh, the maple on the back
yeah,
end of this.
tons of maple syrup. And I even get a little like buttered popcorn, but this has been open a while, folks. So this, if you go to drinkthebottles.com, you'll see our original,
And
my original review.
Yeah,
on
because
this.
he left me out of it.
Yes, my original review, but this tastes a lot different. I mean, it's still,
Still is exciting.
but for sure. But then there's definitely multiple layers of flavors. That maple, that buttered popcorn. I mean, there's just a lot going on here. I almost don't want to tell people like about this because I don't want him to get overrun. He's like, "Hey, I ran out of bourbon. Thanks, jerk."
So we had this conversation recently, and you were telling me, amping me up for this. I guess
I really was. I told him, I said, "This could be our bourbon, one of our bourbons of the year."
And that's one of those things when you find something so good, you know what it is, despite what it is that you have a craving or a hobby for it. That's like, I want people to know about it because I want them to go big, but gosh, do I want them to get too big because I have such a passion for it.
I know, and the problem is too, you talk about Irons One and Jeff Irons, like if we promote it too much, then next thing you know,
This is phenomenal.
Next thing you know, he has no bourbon left, or next thing you know, this is $150 instead of $50 or whatever it is. But I guess the only way I can say it is if I was on death row.
Oh,
I know this. I went way weird here. If I was on death row, and they said you could have your meal, which I don't know what I would pick, and drink. I mean, I'm there. I think this is probably one of the best bourbons I've ever tasted in my life.
so you sit there and say that. Let's go maybe a classier step than death row. You think of bourbons that people talk about. Oh, this is my EHT.
Right.
And
The allocated stuff.
Allocated.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I should have said allocated. This would be right up, and people would go, "What is this?" And they taste it. Would they be blown away?
Yes, they would be. So I was kind of blown away at first, but this has been months now that I've had this open, and there's not much left. And the fact that this has evolved to what it is, it's nothing short of phenomenal.
Jeffrey,
love this.
I don't know what it is that you're doing. Maybe
Right.
it's one of those things that's a well kept secret, but this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best I've
Yeah.
I know why
If I was in Huntsville, which I've been in Huntsville before, on my way to Orange Beach, if I'd known you were there when I was in Huntsville last time, I would have stopped in. It's by appointment only, I think. It's like super small, micro distillery, but
And
I love this.
And I just got a hint of mint on the back.
I can get that.
Yeah.
This is phenomenal. So,
thank you so
if you're
much.
looking for something that nobody else has, first of all, right? Unless you're in Huntsville and you're local to the distillery. If you're looking for something nobody else has, you want to impress your friends, and you want to introduce them to something that is really phenomenal, check it out, ironsone.com.